Well, for more on how the impeachment may affect the country's struggling economy, I spoke with Mauricio Moura. He is a managing director at IDEIA and professor of political strategy at George Washington University. I asked him about the current mood in Brazil.
There is a sense among the Brazilian population that the former Dilma Rousseff government was handling the economy in a very bad way. So everybody is kind of optimistic about the future of the economy. Actually, I did a survey 2 days ago, and 35% of the Brazilian population thinks that Michel Temer as a president will manage the economy better. So, and on the political side, I think Michel Temer, the president Michel Temer now, is handling very professionally and building a good economic team. So he chose the former president of the central bank, Henrique Meirelles, as his minister of finance. And I think he knows and he's aware that he has to tackle the economic issues in a very professional way. And he has a very narrow window of opportunity to do that in terms of public opinion.
Now, in terms of what's instilling that confidence in Temer, what sort of tools does he have at his disposal that's really instilling that confidence in the economy?
Yes, actually, it's the other way around. Everybody is feeling and getting hurt by the rising unemployment. Everybody is losing against the inflation. But people knows that want to blame the government and the economic policy of the last government regarding to this bad situation. So I feel that there is a sense of hope. It's much more hope than actually any concrete factors that are changing the economy right now. But at least the new government brings a little hope for the population as a whole. So the question is if the Michel Temer as a president will be able to respond quickly to this hope or this initial credit that the population, or at least 1/3 of the population, is giving to him.
Now, as you mentioned, the economic struggles were inherited by the current administration. So in terms of the issues that already existed even before the impeachment and before the scandals, what would you say that stacks up? How would you say that stacks up against the other issues in the economy? You have the impeachment, then you also have the recession and other issues. In terms of how they rank, what would you say are the most pressing economic issues?
Yes, first of all, there is a huge popular and support to all the investigations that are being held in terms of the corruption scandals, especially the investigation called Lava Jato that is investigating the Petrobras. So 90% of the people support that, and also they don't believe that the Brazilian population don't believe, and I run another survey that said 65% of the population doesn't believe that the economy is being hurt by the investigations. However, in terms of uncertainty, one of the big challenges for the new government is the fact that President Michel Temer is being investigated in this Petrobras scandal, and on top of that, his ticket, along with former President Dilma, are being investigated by the electoral authorities. So there is a huge uncertainty about what's going to happen in terms of the corruption investigations. And of course, that uncertainty translates to what's going to be the capacity of the President Temer to try to approve any measures in the Congress to help and boost the economy. So I think this is going to be an issue for the new government, and it's not clear how they're going to play out with that.
Now, given that uncertainty, if you're one of Brazil's trading partners and you're on the outside looking in, what's the reaction been? How are they feeling about what's happening?
First of all, there is going to be a lot of opportunities to investments in infrastructure, and actually the new economic team are going to be focused on those public and private partnerships. So I think there's going to be a lot of room for investors and private sector investors, and this is what I'm hearing from different sources here. The second thing I heard is that the new Minister of Foreign Relations, they're going to focus a lot in bilateral agreements. So one of the things that President Michel Temer said is that exports and bringing Brazil to a more competitive environment is going to be one of their goals. So I see two opportunities here inside to these new infrastructure investments, and I'm going to see a new Foreign Minister of Relations, current Senator José Serra, pushing very hard for new bilateral agreements. So I think this is going to be a huge move from the current PT foreign strategy.
And just quickly, just finally, in terms of the biggest headwind you think looking ahead for Brazil's economy, if you had to pick one, what would that be?
From what I hear here in Brasilia, I think President will pick to try to reform the fiscal deficit. There is a huge consensus in Brazil, including the politicians, that the Brazil pension system is broken. So I think they're gonna push hard his political capital to do something regarding the pension system in Brazil.
If you like what you just saw, follow us on social media and visit our website, cctv-america.com.